back to my channel. We have today these face and eye sets. This has gone viral. So if you guys want to know what I think about this collection, then keep on watching. Hey everyone, I am so excited for this video. I have been waiting until they came back in stock, and they're finally the Makeup by Ariel Morphe brushes. This is the 12-piece set. They're available in Ulta as of this video, so if you're interested, I will have them listed down below. It's not an affiliated link. I never post affiliated links, and if I happen to, I will say that. But anyways, I'm super excited to use these today, and I just picked out all makeup that I have used in the past that have worked with my brushes that you guys know I use Sigma all the time. So this way we can really test the integrity of these brushes and see if they live up to the hype. And I will be referencing to my iPad to see what the numbers, you know, correlate to, because I believe each brush has a specific function. So with that being said, let's get started. As always, I always start with my eyes. So, you know, we got to go in with the MAC Paint Pot and laying low. So let me see which brush it is that he uses for, you know, eye products. My case, absolutely love it, from Casetify, not sponsored. I love Casetify. I've been using them for 3 years. So let me see which brush they have. He has a setting and bronzing brush, foundation brush, cream contour brush, powder contour blush brush, precision setting brush, crease blending brush, fluffy blending brush, packer brush, smudge brush, dual ended concealer brush. Maybe I should go in with the cream contour brush because I don't have a cream contour. I don't normally use a cream contour brush, and that's the brush A58, which he has on the bottom of the brushes what their numbers are. So this is not it. I'm assuming it's gonna be one of the face brushes. Oh, so ooh, no, well, we will not be using this on the eyes. This is a cream contour brush. This is way too big. So maybe I'll just go in with the concealer brush and then I'll just clean it up because it's dual-sided. Hopefully it's, I don't know if it's focusing because it's focusing on my face right there. So let's just go in with this one to pack it on. You guys know that I always use my Sigma P80 brush. So where did I put that? Okay, so let's just go in with this and I'll just clean it up. Oh, sorry. Okay, so which side should I use? I know that people use this side to like cut out the eyebrows. I don't do that. So let's just go in with this one, this side. And I have to tell you right now, just on first impressions, these brushes are very soft. So I got my burn book mirror, and let's just apply this all over the eye. See, this is not the right one to use for applying this to my eye. This is definitely more for cutting, carving out your eyebrows, not cutting, I should say. But I'm going to use it because, like I said, I don't do that whole carving out my eyes. But it did apply the product very well. So I'm not going to hold that against it. I think it's just I don't do my makeup the way typically most people do, like, you know, on Instagram. I don't do that Instagram look. Haven't tried it. I know I've mentioned it on my videos that maybe I should, but maybe I'll do it one day. But that went on really smooth, seamlessly and smooth with this brush. So far, I am impressed. So I'm going to stick with one eye and move on to the next step. As you know, I always set it. So I'm going to go in with his fluffy blending brush. This is the A11. And we're going to go in with my powder. You guys always know I use this powder from JOUER. I believe that's how you say it, in medium, to set my paint pot. And whoa, this brush feels so soft on the eye. It's really nice. Now, you guys, if you've watched my other videos before, you know that I did try out the Jaclyn Hill brushes, and those brushes were not good in my opinion. And I didn't understand why people were hyping it up so much, because I tried them out and they did not work for me. So anyways, we're talking about the Makeup by Ariel, because that's how everybody says it, is Ariel in Spanish. Brushes. These brushes, the aesthetic is really nice and they're pointed on the edge. So we're gonna go in with the Urban Decay, the Born to Run palette, because it has so many beautiful colors in it and I really liked it last time, and you guys seem to really like the look I created with it previously. So I am thinking that we're gonna try to stick to this side of the palette. Let me hold this. Love the fact that it bends so easily. we're gonna stick to this side of the palette and try to go into like maybe the purples or the greens. I'm not sure which color yet, but I'm leaning more towards this side because these are kind of the colors I already did before, because I did a look that was, you know, in the wine tones. Anyways, I'm so excited. Can you tell? I can't even talk. And I do have some MAC shadows for like the crease to help with this, because this palette doesn't have a lot of matte transition shades, but that's okay. It's still a great palette. So this is the blending the fluffy brush. So the other brushes, let me show you all the brushes because I keep going back and forth to my iPad. So this one is the A18. It's focus. Can I focus on this? Is it focusing? So this one, the A18, is the smudger brush. This one, the A29, is the packer brush. So I'm assuming this is one to like put color all over the eye. And then this one is the A20, which is the crease blending brush. So this is for you to put like in your crease color. And then you guys saw I already used this fluffy one. This one is the A11, which is called the fluffy blending brush. And this is the one I used to put on my powder. And I'm just gonna dust like that. So with that being said, looking at these colors, these feel really nice in the hand. They're very lightweight too, which is awesome, especially if you're someone like me that's hard to hold things and all that. So looking at this palette, there's so many colors in here that I like. Like I like this color, Guilt Trip. It's a nice purple color. And then there's this color here called Radio, Wanderlust, Big Sky. I think Radio is like a blue color, but I don't know, I'm leaning towards more Wanderlust. Let me show you guys here. This color right here. This is a nice green color. Let me see if I can bring it up so you guys can see now. The green one. Thinking more of that green color. So I think I'm gonna do that one. And then maybe another time I'll do the purple look. But for that, we need a nice transition color. The color Riff is in here. But I'm gonna grab one of my MAC shadows like I mentioned. I have my little Sephora Z palette. Did it even zoom in? No, I don't think it did. There. So let's see what shade we can use to help this out. What color is this? This is Uninterrupted. Or what's this one? We have Natural Wilderness. This actually might be better than Uninterrupted. Where's my cork? I know cork is my go-to. No, is this saddle? Is this saddle or cork? I think cork is the color I always use, but let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is cork. This is the color that I usually use, like a, you know, transition. And then saddle, where's saddle? I just had it. This is saddle right here. So it's more warm tone. So I'm thinking I might go in with saddle and then use cork like to clean it up or whatever. So let's go in with that one. So where's the crease? I'm gonna use the fluffy one, and we're just gonna go into, let me show you that again, because I don't know if it's focusing or not, into saddle right there. And I absolutely love MAC eyeshadows. We're just gonna put it back on the Z palette and tap, tap, tap. And I'm gonna get in, and we're just, like I said, we need a nice transition shade to help out. And go in with saddle. I think that's giving, yeah, that's what I want, a little more warmth, because Riff is a good color, but I don't want it to overpower the other color that we're gonna apply. Okay, so let's go into, do we need another color? I've never used this Natural Wilderness, so I don't know. Let me rub it on my finger here. I don't want to put something that's a little, oh well, actually that might work. Natural Wilderness. It's like has like a little bit of a greenish tone to it, undertone, or like a yellow green. So I'm gonna do that and hope I don't mess up the look, but we're just experimenting. This is not supposed to be like a coherent look, honestly. And we're just gonna put this color like that. Maybe I should use the other brush. This is like a very fluffy brush. Let me use the other fluffy brush that he has. This is the, oh, almost lost the sponge, because the sponge comes in the kit. A20, and we're gonna go into this color again. Did I say the name? This one's called Natural Wilderness, and we're gonna do that right here on the outside. And try to get in the pocket there. In the crease. Let me get my mirror. Make sure I'm doing this right. Oh yeah, that's giving like a nice little, can you guys see that? Nice little smokiness, which is what I wanted because I don't want to just go in with that color and not have like, it's good. Okay, here's a tip for you guys who are learning about makeup or feel that you need a little more, like you say, you're not as good at makeup. I was not good at makeup either. I've just practiced. I just sat down and played with makeup until I got it right. So when you're not sure about doing a color, a darker color, just put like colors that are in the same family, but like kind of light, medium, and dark, and build up to it. So this way when you do it, it's more of a seamless application. So you see with those two shades, Saddle and Natural Wilderness, that gave a nice foundation. Now to put this color that I want to put is called Wanderlust. I'm going to put that all over my lid. And I'm wondering if I should go in with my NYX glitter primer. Just a little to make the shade pop a little more. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put cork over here so I don't accidentally drop it on the ground there. And I'm going to just apply that with my finger. You don't need a lot. I might have too much right now on my finger. I get my mirror. You just literally need that much, like a dot. Because we're just trying to make it tacky for that color to go on. Yeah, that's good. See, I got way too much. I'm just going to rub it on the back of my hand. And then we're going to go on with this other shade. This brush, I think this is the Packer one, the A29, just in case I'm saying it wrong. And we're going to go into that shade. Like I said, we're going to go into Wanderlust right here. This shade right here. And I'm going to put it closer so you guys can really see it. Do you see right there, that green color? I hope it's focusing. Right there. All right. So let's see. Take the excess off, and where did it go? And we're just gonna press it right in the middle there, mostly. Can you guys see? Wow, that is such a pretty green. Can you guys see that? So definitely using the NYX primer helped it to really bring out the color. One thing that I definitely recommend, if you don't have it, get it, especially if you have like a lot of shimmer shades, because it makes them pop even more. And I apologize if I'm saying a lot. I'm really beside myself right now. I can't believe I finally got these brushes. So there it is right there, if you can see it. It's really pretty color, this Wanderlust. Okay, that went on very well. So I want to go back in with the same fluffy brush I used earlier, the A20, and I'm gonna go in with I don't know the name of this one, I haven't ever used it, Natural Wilderness. We're gonna go into that one again and tap a little bit and just build up that outer corner a little bit more. This whole time I want to make sure that I'm in frame to help really just blend the disconnect between the two. And I'm going to just try to bring it up more. And today I'm going to actually bring it all the way in like that to fill in that gap. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I feel like I'm having a hard time with my arms today. I'm very tight today is what it is. I should have stretched before I started this video. But you see how that covered up the saddle and it just made a totally different color? Like, it's so pretty. It looks very like green. Wow, really making my eyes pop. Okay, so I'm trying to see if there's another color we want to grab from the palette, or are we pretty done? I think we should probably apply this color, the main color, the Wanderlust, under the eye, smudge it out. You guys know I like to do that. So where's the smudge brush? So this is the A18. It's really, I don't know if it's focusing. So we're going to go into that Wanderlust color again. And we're going to go under the eye. And I might put Good As Gone on, you know, smoke it a little. Let's see how it looks first. Okay. So I got to go sideways so you guys can see what I'm doing. Whoa. When you see how much darker that color looks when it's not, when it's on a compact brush like this? Do you see that? And I'm trying to think. I'm gonna put a little bit more here on the lower lash. Just kind of to connect it. Make it look a little bit like a wing, but we're not really winging out the eyeliner. Yeah. See? And let's try to put something on the top there. What brush can we use though? Let's use the fluffy one. And let's go into a color that would be nice. Should we do Weekender? Because I don't want to take away from the green. So I'm going to go into this shade right here. I think Weekender with the fluffy brush. That gave a lot of kick up. Let me just use the mirror from his. And we just want to, yeah. That's what we want to do. We just wanted to tone it down a little bit. We don't want to take away from the color. And so far, I'm really liking the way these brushes are applying the makeup. I had to stop for a minute because the ambulance sirens or something was going down the street. So that color, Weekender, let's put a little bit more. And it's really helping to kind of bring the look all together. Okay, so I will do the other eye off camera just to save time. So those worked out beautifully. Now we need to put on, what's that called? Eyeliner. I have a green eyeliner actually that I only used it one time when I did the Huda Beauty look that I did with her palette, the khaki Obsessions palette, I think it's called. So we have this one from Sephora and it's called T-Rex. These eyeliners from Sephora collection are so good. If you guys want something that's from Sephora that is affordable, don't sleep on their stuff. The things from Sephora collection are really good. So now let's put some eyeliner. I think I'm going to use this to do on my lashes. Let's see how we're going to manage that because you guys already know. So let's see how we can do this. Let me see if I can get you guys a little closer. All right, you guys are a little bit closer. So let me see if I can do this while looking at the mirror and in frame, which is going to be tricky. Here we go. And the beautiful thing about when you are doing this type of look, the eyeliner does not have to be straight. It does not have to be perfect. You just apply it and you're good. If you mess up, you can use a smudger brush and just smoke it out. Remember, makeup is about having fun. It's not about perfection. You can make it look as perfect for you because remember, perfection is in the eye of the makeup artist. I remember when I first started really getting into makeup in my 20s, I always wanted to wear a smoky eye, but I never thought a smoky eye would look good on me because I was like, oh, that looks too hard, whatever. So one day I just sat down, and this is way before YouTube, and I just sat there and I did it on me and I absolutely loved it. And I was like, oh, I could do this again. So you see that instead of using black, they gave it a little something. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Where is the smudger brush? I just had it. You take the smudger brush. You don't... Let me actually put the cap back on this before I drop it because I already lost the cap to one of my lip liners. I'll find it eventually, but I lost it is what I'm trying to say. So you just take this one with the smudger brush with no product on it, and just, see? And then you just buff it out a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm going to put in my waterline. I'm still debating about that because I don't know. But it's kind of a smoky look, right? What do you think? Yeah, let's put a little black in the eyeliner, in the waterline. I did bring a black eyeliner, right? Yes. I have the one from One Size Beauty by Patrick Starr. This is called Bodacious Black. This is a really good black eyeliner. I've also used the Urban Decay one, Perversion, I think it's called. That's a good one too. So I'm going to do this without you guys looking because I know it freaks out some people. So let me just do my waterline and I will be back to put on mascara. So I went and finished my other eye off camera like I said I would. So these are the eyes right here. I think the colors are really pretty, very like fall. Wasn't intentional, but I really like how the way this looks. This is a very nice shade, Wanderlust. It's like a bluish green color. Like it has like blue tones in it. I really like it a lot. And then that MAC Natural Wilderness really helped it out as well. So now we're going to go on to the face. And I always prime, you guys know that. We're going to use today, again, the hydrating primer from Fenty. This is really nice. Just use like one pump. I don't think I'll need more, but let's start with this. Ugh. Sorry. I might need a little bit more on this side. Well, wait, no. Okay, it spreads. What I like about this primer is that you put it on and it really just like smooths over your skin. I feel like it's very hydrating as well, which I love because some hydrating primers are not hydrating. You see that like glow it gave you right away? I feel like I need a little more on this side. This side of my face tends to be a little bit drier, and I think it's because, not even a full pump, I think it's because I sleep on this side a lot. All right, this is my right side. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I sleep on my right side a lot, so I think it's that. So just rub a little bit here, just on this part. And that's it. Excuse my hair, it's a hot mess. You guys already know the deal. Okay, so we have my Pat McGrath foundation. I'm going to use that today, and I thought I'd mix it in with the Fenty Skin Tint and the Fenty Glow Enhancer. So we're going to mix three things together. So I have the shade M15 right here from Pat McGrath. I think I can get a shade lighter, but I'm not going to buy any more Pat McGrath until this one is finished. I think it's because when I got this, I was a lot tanner because I got really tan one year when I was going outside a lot. But where I've been home a lot, I've lost that tan because I do tan easily. So I'm just shaking it up really good. This is a very liquidy foundation. You do want to shake it up before you use it. And then we have the Fenty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint in shade 11. I'm going to shake that up as well. So we're just going to mix the two together. Like you guys know, if you hear any noises, I can't control that because it is Saturday and, you know, my son is home. And I am just realizing that I did not wet the sponge. I'm going to wet it with my Fix Plus. So right there before I mix it up even more. So it's really, really watery, which is okay. So what my plan is, since this collection comes with a face sponge, I'm going to do one side of my face with the sponge and one side with the foundation brush that he has in his set. This might be too much, but I got to take it off my hand, or I'm going to end up getting it, you know, everywhere. So I'm just trying to wipe it off, and then I'll get the rest of it with the sponge. See, it's very yellow because of the Pat McGrath. So where is the sponge? Excuse me, I get the hiccups. So this is the sponge before you wet it. And I'm surprised that he went with this color. I would have expected him to do, what's that called? Like a neutral tone. So I'm trying out this Anastasia Dewy set. Is it going to work? Oh, there it is. So I'm just, you know, wetting it a little bit, because your sponge doesn't have to be super, it just needs to be a little dampened to make it expand, you know. And I'm focusing it on the side that I'm going to be, you know, pouncing this on my face. And it does grow a little bit in size. Like I said, it's not very wet, so you know it's fine. I have a little bit on my finger, like in my nail, so I'm just gonna wipe it on the sponge, because I don't want to get this anywhere. Because you know when you do your makeup, you decide, oh, I'm gonna just leave it next to me, like, wait, where did that come from? So anyways, I'm gonna do this side of my, let's do this side of my face with the sponge. I don't know why I'm getting the mirror. I'm so used to getting the mirror. Okay, so let me hold my arm. I forgot about that finger. Let's hope I didn't get foundation on my shirt just now. Okay, I'll check with the mirror. This sponge is like a medium, it's like squishy, but it's firm at the same time. So it doesn't feel bad. Like most sponges, other than, I haven't really, okay, so only Beauty Blender sponges I've used is Beauty Blender and Real Techniques. And this is reminding me of the texture of the Real Techniques. Like if the Real Techniques and the Beauty Blender brush merge, this is how it feels. So let's just finish blending this in, and then I'll grab the brush that is for the foundation, and we'll do the other side of my face. And that went in seamlessly. Wow. Like I feel like it didn't really soak up a lot of the product either. It could be because I just missed it with what's that called, with a setting spray. Who knows? Because I think that has a lot to do with when you use a sponge. If it's too wet, it takes away too much of your makeup. This is the brush for putting the foundation on. I don't know, I was holding it like that. So again, let me just, on my finger, this brush is so soft. Oh my God, this feels nice. Okay. All right. Okay, if I got foundation on my shirt, oh well. I'll just have to like wash it out. This foundation probably dried on my face, honestly, because the Pat McGrath dries pretty quickly, which is a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. So I might have to mix a little bit more or not. I mean, I'm not really going anywhere. I just want it to look, you know, even because of the video. All right, let me look at my mirror real quick, see if I need more foundation. I think I need a little bit more foundation, so let me mix up a little bit more. But as you can see, this side looks more dewy because we used the sponge, and this side has a little bit of a shine still, but it kind of mattified it a little bit. So I feel like that maybe the brush really sucked in the product. So we're gonna add a little bit more to see what happens there. So I gotta mix up a little bit more. Put a little drop, because we're just doing one side of my face, and a drop of the EAZE drop. I figured to put these two together to help with the shade, since I'm not as, you know, dark as I was when I first got this foundation, to help, you know, tone it down a little bit so it's not as yellow. So we're gonna put this here, what's left, and then I'm just gonna clean off my finger on the brush. And then I'm gonna take what's on the back of my hand too with the brush. So I really don't want to get this anywhere. Did I just dirty? I don't want to dirty the brushes either. You know, the handles, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I think I got it all off. Let's grab the arm again and pounce away. This feels nice on the face though. The brush is not, it's so soft. It literally feels like if I was putting powder. You know how when you use a powder brush, it just feels really nice on the face. And I think this brush really just mattifies your foundation. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, to me, I think it's just mattifying it. What do you think? Like, you see, like, it really just mattified everything. On this side of my face, it doesn't look like that at all. So I think that this brush is really good for those of you who like a more matte, like matte to semi-matte look on your face, which you guys know I like to look more dewy. But it applied flawlessly. So this side of my face, let me see. I might need a little more. For me lately, I've been noticing that I need a little more coverage on my cheeks. So I'm just going to get a little bit more and put it on the actual sponge so I don't have to do it on my hand. A little bit more of the blurring one just to cover up my cheeks a little bit. Because I have a little redness there. And notice that after I use that Lancome foundation, I'm just going to do my nose. I've had like a little redness on my face. So I don't know. Let's go up my face. The sponge feels nice. As you guys know, I don't really use sponges, but I would use the sponge again. I like it. It looks good. So you see that? So this side looks more dewy and this side looks more semi-matte, which is not bad. But I was surprised because usually for me, when you apply foundation on with a brush, it doesn't mattify it. It just kind of applies it the way the formula of the foundation is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, looking at it, everything looks like it is blended out. I probably need to put a little bit more on my nose. I always forget about my nose. I think it's because I go in with concealer. Okay, so let's not get fixated on that. All right, now let's do the concealer. As you guys already know, I do my MAC and then I do my JOUER, my JOUER. I always say it differently every time. I don't know what that's about. If I can get this open. Okay, so Studio Fix. And as you already saw earlier, we used, this is a dual-sided concealer brush. So we're going to go with this side. I'm going to use one side for the MAC and then the other side we'll use for the JOUER Cosmetics. One second, I'm back. So now we're going to go on with that concealer with one side of this side of the concealer brush. We're going to go in with the MAC one. You guys already know. I like to go in here in the darker part of my eye. And this really is just like painting it on. Oh my God, I don't know why I said it like that. And if you guys know, I already put some here where I wear my glasses because I get discoloration from my glasses. So I just go in with that. And then we'll do the other eye. And then we'll go in with the other concealer. I might put the Pat McGrath on top as well today because I didn't use it the last time. Because I do like the Pat McGrath concealer. I think the last time I didn't use it because I couldn't find it. So this is a good brush for painting on concealer. If you're someone who likes to do that, you know, like really just paint it on. As you know, I like to put on concealer and buff it out, but they probably, why he did it this way, I'm assuming, because I've never watched him apply makeup, is that he probably goes in with a brush or a sponge to really buff out the product, is what I'm assuming. Okay, so let's move this over here so we don't drop that. We don't need to set it because we have to put on concealer first. So let's go in with the JOUER. I really need to learn how do you say this. And this is the shade Dulce de Leche. You guys already know. This is my holy grail. I love. These are the two concealers I use all the time. All the time. I don't use any other concealers. The Pat McGrath, I use it too. But if I use two, it's always those two. Okay, so I'm going to go in on the other side to spread out this one. And then I think I'm going to use a sponge to buff it out. We'll see. I'm not used to putting my concealer this way, so this is a learning curve for me. I much prefer, like I said, to use a brush that just buffs it all out. But I understand the method here, why you might do this. And then I usually just clean up right here. It is buffing it out flawlessly. I am going to say that. I'm just not used to doing my concealer this way. And I'm not going to say that again, I promise. It's really going effortlessly across my eye. And I guess what I could do, no, I don't think so. That brush is very big. I don't think I could fit it under my eye. All right, so now that I got those two on, I'm gonna go in with the Pat McGrath. Let me just put this down a second. I want to drop it just a little bit, just for today, you know. Why not? Put a dot right in there. Now that I found it, we gotta use it, and I'm gonna use that same brush, obviously. Just really go in there, and then I think I'm gonna just finish it up with the sponge, just to see, you know, what the sponge does. Use the sponge, which I never do. Ooh, was out of frame, sorry about that. That helped, it really did. Okay, so that's with the sponge. I feel like it really did get in there. So let's do the other eye. I definitely think a smaller sponge would be easier for me anyways to get under my eyes. So let me see if he has a different brush I could use to maybe, like, you know, because this brush is way too big to go under the eyes with. Let's see. I don't think, let me see what this, hold on, I gotta put this mirror down. Let's see, this brush, the A14, might go in there nicely. Let's see what this one does first, because I don't want to use it if we need it for something else. I just got to check my iPad. The A14 is the Precision Setting Brush. So that one is for powder under the eyes. Just for the video, I'm going to use my buffing concealer brush just to get it out, because I put so much product and I feel like I need, for me, the way I like to put on my concealer, I need to buff it out a little bit more. So let me grab one of those. Okay, we got it. Now let me get under here. I don't think it's bad at all. I just, like I said, I'm just used to using this brush. But I feel that that concealer brush did work its magic. So now, with that being said, let's get the brush that I just found, the A14, and we're gonna set under the eyes. You guys already know I use the Pat McGrath, and then I use the JOUER. See, I keep saying it wrong. JOUER. Why? I don't know. And always look up when you're setting on your eyes. I know it looks crazy. It just helps with the creasing, because when you have fine lines under your eyes, you're gonna crease because, you know, you squint, you move, all that. But this is to help it to keep the product in place. And this brush feels nice. It's applying the product nicely. Okay. I don't remember to do my nose because I put the concealer on my nose. I do that because of my glasses. You guys, you know that already. I keep repeating myself. I do apologize. All right, let's see how that looks. And it looks good. It looks good. Wow. One thing I have to say about using that concealer brush is that I feel like it just kind of swoop. I didn't have to be there like tap, 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 tap. So I think, in my opinion, because I prefer a brush, like a fluffier brush, I think it would be nice if he added a fluffy concealer brush for those of us who like a fluffy concealer brush. So now we're gonna go with the powder, the medium, same brush, A14. And we're just gonna set some more under the eyes. We don't want this to go anywhere. The nose. I gotta do my eyebrows. I can't forget to do my eyebrows. I have done that one too many times where I've done my makeup and I forgot to do my eyebrows. So yeah, this wow, it's really nice. Okay, so now that we've done all that, let's do our eyebrows. We're gonna go in with the Give by Gwen Stefani Hella On Point Ultra Fine Brow Pencil in shade number 6. When I first did my first video for this collection, I thought it was, you know, I didn't know it was called Give until she started calling it that, and I was like, oh, it's called Give. I thought it was just, you know, G times VE, you know, whatever. Anyways, it's called Give, if you didn't know. So let's just fill in the eyebrows. Let's get the arm and stay in frame. So remember, just slowly add the lines and just fill in where you feel like you don't see a lot of hairs, like kind of the light is shining through it. For this eyebrow, the right one is always my end tail and this little peak here. And for shade, for an eyeshadow, not eyeshadow, for your eyebrows, always go a shade, like let's say I could have gotten the darkest one, which I don't know if this is dark one. Let's say it was black, right? I go one down so it looks more natural. Because like for the Fenty, I use the black brown, which that's another great eyeliner. I mean, eyebrow pencil. And then that's all I do. I could put a little bit more here, but it just depends on the days. Like I'm gonna put a little bit just for, because I mentioned it, but I don't think I really need more. And then I just kind of quickly fill in here and then I'll brush it out. And this eyebrow from here on needs a lot of help. So let's go here. Especially right here, like I feel like I have like a missing, like I have a gap. So here we go. And then I just get the tail. And that's why it's good to have like a mirror you're looking at so that you can really see where you need to fill in. So you see, just doing that fills them out. They're not going to look identical because our brows are not even, our face is not symmetrical. You should know that by now. Okay, so don't be so hard on yourself if they don't look exactly alike. As long as you like the way they look, that's all that matters. Okay. All right, where's the cap for this? Let's brush them out a little bit with the spoolie, and then I'll put in, which I don't think I grabbed. Did I not grab it? I don't think I grabbed my lamination gel. I don't see it. Thought I did. Oh, it's right here. It's right in front of my face. Okay, spoolie. It was blending in with everything. And then the spoolie just helps to, if you put a little too much, there you go. See? There we go. Isn't it amazing how eyebrows just complete it all? All right, so now we're gonna go over the Patrick Ta. This is a really good eyebrow gel. You can use the flat side to just apply the product like that. And then use the teeth to comb it through. Just like that. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. I'm really liking how it's turning out. Now we're gonna do the contouring, bronzing part, blush, highlighter, and then we're gonna do the lip. So let's see which one is for contouring, because I did see that one is for cream contouring. I don't cream contour, I just use bronzer. So that one is the A58, which is not this one, the A21. This is the bronzer, so this is for bronzer. And this one is A58. So it's for cream contour. So what I'm going to do is just go in with an actual contour powder that I have and just try it in there, like the one from KVD Beauty. I have that, so I'm going to use that for this. And then that's the bronzer one. And then this one, the A22, this is for blush. This is interesting. I never used a blush brush like this, you know. I'm going to try it to see. And then the A3.2. This is the powder contour. So if you, okay. So maybe we'll use these for other things because I'm not using, wait, no, it's powder contour. I am using a powder contour. So this one, I think I'm going to use this one for a blush that I have. This kind of like a cream situation, but it's not, it's cream to powder. So I'm going to use this one to do the contouring with the KVD. And then that one that's for cream contour, I use it for that blush I was talking about. So I grabbed this. This is old packaging. I don't even know if they have it like this anymore. The Shade and Light from, now it's called KVD. And we're going to use the shade SHAWDOWPLAY, which I haven't used in a while. I haven't been using it, but I do like it. And we're going to go in with that brush. This is the A3.2. And we're just going to contour. So this is a good brush. It's like a tulip brush. It goes right in the hollows of your cheek. If you can't find them, just suck them in. I have high cheekbones, so I just like to wiggle it back and forth because it helps diminish it a little bit, you know. I think I stopped using this because just to cut one step out, like, but you see how immediately how contour helps to define your face. And since I just go in with, I keep saying concealer. I keep saying that anonymity bronzer. Since I go in with bronzer, I just feel like I don't need that extra step. But today we're gonna really go all out, okay? So you see? And I even debated to go to Sephora and get a cream contour, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to wait any longer. I had to wait too many days as it was to use the brushes. So I was like, you know what? We're just going to use what we got. Because I don't think everybody cream contours, in all honesty. All right, so we're going to take some of this under the jaw here because we got a little bit of jiggly here. I'm glad that the puffiness in my face seems to be going away. I don't know what that was about because I don't eat salt. I've always had minimal salt in my life. And then being on this medication, being on prednisone, I can't have a lot of salt or sugar. So yeah, we're gonna use it up here on the forehead. So this brush, I'm gonna say this one is a little bit, it's soft, but it's a little bit firmer than the other ones in the sense of that it feels a little bit scratchier, but not too bad. I'm just comparing it to the other brushes that I've used. I feel like it applied the product very nicely. It's still very soft. It still feels very good on the face. So I do like it so far. Now, let's get the bronzer. You already know we're going to go in with the LYS in shade medium, Harmony. And this is such a good bronzer. I really like it a lot. It looks like it's not much, but it is. And this is a nice big fluffy brush for bronzer. And this is the A21. And the bigger the brush is, sometimes it's better. Like, I think it just depends on the person, how you're applying your makeup. You know, like for me, you guys know I like the Sigma brush, the angled one that I use, because it's kind of like this one, the bristles, but that one is softer. So I'm feeling like these are not as soft as the eye brushes so far. So, but they're working, but they're not as soft. So you will notice that, I feel like, when you use them, but they are soft. Definitely a lot better than, well, I'm not gonna say that. You guys already know if you watch the videos. Definitely better than the other Morphe collection. Very soft. Okay, now let's do our forehead. I try to rub it like into my hairline, you know, so you can't see like a line of demarcation or anything like that. Okay, so there we go. So we're done with that. Now let's get the blush that I was talking about, because this blush is from MAC and it's from that the Glow Play collection. This one is called Blush Please. I'm pretty sure this is still available because MAC, I noticed that it's making a comeback. People are buying more MAC. And this is like one of my favorites. So this is like a cream to powder formulation. So I figured I'd just use this brush with it. The A58, which is very big. So let's see how that works, because it's made for using it on cream products. So don't be fooled by this blush. It's very pigmented. I might have taken too much already. And yeah. It's going on nicely. I think I might have grabbed a little too much, but I'll just edit it in a minute. I just want you guys to see how it's applying, because I saw that a lot of people saying that you should apply more blush than you're comfortable wearing, because our blush is the first thing that goes away on our faces. I don't know about that. I don't want to walk outside and look like a clown, you know. Like right now, I think this is too much. And the sun is doing something, so I do apologize for that. Oh, let me put the protector back on it to keep it from drying out. So we got that. And I think I'm just going to edit that down in a minute, because I was going to use the MAC Daddy blush, but that might be too much. What do you think? See, I love this one. So maybe just for sake of the video, instead of using this as a blush, use this as to put Or did I already use that one? Didn't he have one that's for setting? Let me check. I think I forgot. Right. So as you can see, there's like a glare in the building in front of me, and it's causing like this shadow. So that's just rude. But you can see I put too much blush on it. But I'm thinking just to try out the blush brush. I'm going to go in a little bit with one of the shades from the Mac Daddy, just so you guys can see how it applies it. And then I could always edit it down. So I'm going to lean forward. I hope you guys don't mind. And here are the shades. I think I'm going to go in with this Lotus Love because it's like similar to this one. This is very pigmented though. Or maybe I should just go with Angel's Energy. I'm going to go with Angel's Energy because it's about the same tone. And so is the Lotus one. But I feel like the Lotus one is it's going to be too bright. That's what I'm trying to say. So this brush, this is the 822 into Angel's Energy. Let's see. Like for me, this is too flimsy of a brush for blush. You know? But maybe the point of it is so that you can just buff it on nice, you know, lightly. So yeah, I'm not feeling this brush right here. For me, I feel like this brush should be better like to sweep off powder off your face. I don't know, for blush. I like a firmer brush blush. Say that 5 times fast. So we're just putting a little bit just to try out the blush brush. And I'm not liking this. It's too flimsy. I like it to be a little firmer. Okay, so I prefer more like this. Like this is firmer and is softer. This is too, you see? But maybe it's because they do it like this. I'm not a makeup artist, so maybe that's why. Me, I prefer something more like this. Now, let's put on a highlighter. This is a blast from the past, you guys. I love this highlighter. I know it's not available more, but I was like, you know what? Let's bring her out. And it's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the AMREZY. You guys already know. This is like one of the best highlighters in my opinion. And here she is right here. Look how beautiful she is. So now we're going to go in with the setting brush, the A14. I figured this one would be really good for applying a highlighter. And this one is like, this highlighter is for those of you who love highlight. You want to glow. I know everybody's like, no, I still like highlighter. I still do my makeup the way I like it. I'm just leaning forward so I can get out the shadow so you guys can see it. I know everybody's like, oh, it's not trendy. I don't do my makeup to be trendy. I do my makeup because it makes me happy. And I do what I like, what I feel looks good on me. And I think that's the problem why so many of us had to throw away so much makeup, because we were trying to stay on trend. And because of it, we didn't get to use all of our makeup. So you see, yeah, let me tone down this blush. It's a lot. So let me get a brush that's not one of Ariel's to buff this up. I'll be right back. So I went and set my face while I was waiting for the sun to move away from the building to not have that darkness, you know, the light, the shadow that was on my face. So we used the Anastasia. I just want to mention what it was because I didn't get to show you guys, and I like it. It's good. It just took a little longer to set on my face in my opinion. So now we're gonna line the lips, and I'm thinking a peach tone lip would be really nice with this look. So we're gonna go with the ColourPop So Happy lip liner. So you just line your lips. You could do a pink or nude if you want to, but I just wanted to do something that's not like a brown because I always do a nudie brown. And I lost the cap to this lip liner. It's somewhere in my room. I believe it's under my bed. Or one of my dressers. I mean, nightstand. I don't have a dresser. Okay. So there it is. I was like, oh, where's the cap? I just mentioned I lost it. Okay, so I have also this ColourPop lippy stick in, what is it called? Fab. I just want to see what color it is because I haven't used it. And it seems very peachy also. Then I also have Oat, which is like a, not a yellow, it's a pink. Hold on. Let me swatch all these things. So this is Fab, and this is Oat. I'm trying to decide what combination from Tower 28. Oh, this is a very milky pink, but it kind of has like a peach undertone. Excuse me, another hiccup. And then I got the ColourPop Luxe Lip Oil in First Date, which is the one originally, I got this originally for this lip liner. So I might most likely go with this one. But I'm just gonna see what it looks like. Okay, so let me show you those swatches. Should have probably done on my right hand. So let's point. You guys know I love to point. So this is the Fab right here, and this is the Oat from Tower 28, and this is the First Date from ColourPop. So this is ColourPop, Tower 28, ColourPop. And I think this will just make my lips look too muted out with the look. So I think I'm gonna go in with just the First Date on top of it. What do you think? Because I think this is gonna make it look too browny, maybe. Let's just try with the lip oil, and if it needs a little more dimension, then we'll add the Fab on top. And I've only used the clear one from these lip oils. Okay, so that is the combination. It's 2 products from ColourPop, and it's So Happy and First Date. I will write everything down below. So I'm gonna go do my hair real quick, maybe put some earrings on, and we're gonna come back and give you my final thoughts about what I think about this collection. Hey everyone, so I am back. Let's round up what I think about this collection. Let me show you the box first. This thing is huge. This is the box it comes in. It is beautiful. I'm gonna tell you, the presentation on this is phenomenal. It has a magnetic closure, which is great. And then when you open it, he has a message, what he wrote. I will post it on my Instagram, or you can screenshot it now if you want to read it. And then everything fits nicely in here. Very nice, very well made. Really think the presentation is perfect if you want to give this as a gift to someone. Let me put this down. Okay, everyone, so let's talk about this set. This is $98. I got mine at ultabeauty.com. As of right now, I'm checking. It is still available. So if you want this, run, get it. I think it'll be a great gift, especially for someone who's just starting out with makeup. This is a 12-piece face and eye brush set. He does have the eye brush set separately, which, let me check, that is $48, and you get 8 brushes. So I figured it was worth it to get the face brushes to try them all out together. Let's talk about the sponge. Mine's is still dirty because I literally just used it, and it's a little bit damp, you know, because I sprayed it, and it has a nice give to it, and I feel like it worked very well. Only thing is that the way it's shaped for my eyes, it was really hard to get in here and really get into that and buff it out. So I think it's great for me on my face. It worked very well when I did it on this side, which I find interesting how this sponge made my foundation look very dewy and nice, whereas the brush did not. We'll talk more about the brush in a minute, but I wanted to compare it to my Beauty Blender, which is stained. It's not dirty. I did clean it. The Beauty Blender has more give to it when it's not wet. And what I like about it is that when I use this, I can really squeeze it and get in there because it has more give to it. Whereas I feel like this one, I can squeeze it down, but it didn't really do the job as well as the Beauty Blender, in my opinion. But it is still a good sponge. Like I said, I'm very particular about how I put on my concealer. I usually don't use a sponge. I use a brush. You guys know that. But for it being included in the set, I think it's very nice. It's not cheap at all, which I was very surprised because I've never used a Morphe sponge before. So let's break it down. We're gonna go into the dual concealer brush. The A19. Mine is dirty because I just used it. I think this is a good concealer brush, especially for those of you who like to carve out your eyebrows. A lot of girls who do that, or men, they use this side and they go in there and they really carve it out. So I think it's really good because the bristles on this are very soft, and it really just applies the product to the point where you're not tugging at all. It just glides across the skin, which is nice, especially for someone who does not use this type of brush to put her concealer on. It worked very, very well. But I'm just very, like, you know how when you used to something, you just have to do it. If you don't, you have to use what you use, or you feel like it's not right, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I went in with my buffing concealer brush, which you guys know I absolutely love. But if Ariel could add a brush like this, for those of us who prefer this over this, I think that would be great, because this type of brush for me is awesome. You know, it's less work for me, especially where it's hard for me, you know, to move my arms and all that. But for those of you who like this type of brush, I think you will like it a lot. So I really like this brush so far from the eye brushes. I think it's really good. I wouldn't change anything about the way it worked. I think it handled the concealer perfectly, is what I'm trying to say. And it also handled very well my eyeshadow primer also as well. All right, so the next brush we have, I think this is the A29, which, let me see which brush this is, because I do have screenshotted, but I went to the website. So the A19 is the dual end. No, I did talked about that one. This is the A29, sorry, the packer brush. This brush is actually really good. It did the job. It packed on the color. It's not, it feels like it's flimsy, but it's not. It's very, very soft. These brushes are very, very soft. And it just packed the color on effortlessly. So I do like it. And I'm going to show you real quick my Sigma brush. This is the brush that I usually use, the E60, but it's so much bigger. Do you see it? So for those of you who want a smaller brush because you might have smaller eye space, this is a good brush for you. I really liked it, the A29. And I like that it has these little, like the point at the end of it. It just looks different. It's very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So this brush really worked very well. My Sigma brush is definitely firmer, and this one is just a little softer, but it's firm at the same time. I think it's just the material. But like I said, if you have smaller eyes, I think you will like this, because it gets in there and it covers it. Like, I have a lot of eyelid space, so this I can use with no problem. But for those who have smaller eyes, I think you would really like this brush. So I like this brush too. And then this one is the A11, which is, I'm just looking at my iPad, the fluffy blending brush. This brush is magic. It's like, it just buffed everything in nicely, and it feels so good when you're using it. It's just so soft. It's like air, you know? So this is another great brush from it. I really like it a lot. I usually use my E25 from Sigma, which you guys know, but this one is shorter, as you can see. And it does the job. But this one for me, which I don't have it here to show you because that brush is put away, this reminds me of Sigma's E40 brush, but this one is definitely softer, because mine, since it's made out of actual hair, is a little bit hard, rougher on the eye. And I haven't tried the new E40 to say if it's compatible or not, but this is another good brush. This is another hit for me. I like this one too. Then we have the A20, which is the crease blending brush. This, butter. These brushes are like butter, the eye brushes. It's just in and out. It's like effortlessly, like you feel like you're just like a symphony, you know what I mean? Like it was so good. I was really shocked by these brushes. I'm just going to say that. I was not expecting much because of my experience with the other collection that I tried. It was just terrible. But these brushes for the eyes, I'm absolutely loving them. So for me, this one, the A20 is compatible to the E25, even though the E25, right? This was E25, right? The E25 is smaller. This one's just a little bit longer, but it's compatible to this. So I do like this brush as well. It just did my eye makeup flawlessly. I really liked it a lot. Let me get another brush from the eye collection. Is the A18. This is the smudger brush, right? The smudging brush. This brush also, I have a smudging brush from Sigma, but this one is definitely smaller, the E21. But this is for more detailed, defined work. And I felt like this was really, really great to just pack on what you need under your eye, on the corner, wherever. And it's firm, but it has some give to it, which is good, because you don't want to put a brush, especially under this area, that's really, really hard. That's one of the things I like about Sigma brushes, is that it's firm, but it has some give to as well. So this was another brush that I really liked the way it did my under eye. It did it flawlessly, amazing. I'm absolutely loving all of the eye brushes from this collection. So now let's talk about the face brushes, and no particular order. This is the A14, which is the precision setting brush. This brush did go under my eye very well, and it did apply highlighting good. But for me, I feel like that the face brushes are not as soft as the eye brushes. They do the job, but this one is not as soft. Like, I feel like for me, The face one should be softer because it's going on your face. So for me, you guys already know that I use this brush for my center end of my eye and for my highlighter. And this is the one from Real Techniques. And it's very, very soft. And it's, you know, it just does it. And I don't feel this on my face. This is like so soft. And I didn't really, I'm not saying this was rough, but comparing the two, I really prefer the way this one feels on my face as to this one. It did the job, but it didn't wow me like the eye brushes. And then this brush here, the 822, which is the blush brush, right? The blush brush. I was really in shock of how flimsy this is. You know, I showed you guys, like, but I'm assuming that because he does it this way, far away, so it's like you can slowly build it up. So for those of you who have a hard time putting on blush, like you just go ham, you go too crazy, this brush would be good for you because you just can control it a little bit better. So even though this is not my style of blush brush that I like to use, I did think it was good. This feels really soft on the face and it just applied the blush flawlessly. So I did like this brush. Okay, so let's talk about this brush. I keep getting interrupted. The A58, this is the cream contour brush. This brush for me applied my cream to powder blush very well. The only thing I don't like is that I feel it on my face. Like when I'm using it, I'm like, it's a little bit rough in my opinion compared to his eye brushes. And I'm used to using these two brushes when I put on my blush. The Ulta one is very, very soft. And I feel like when I put it on, it just feels so nice and it blurs out my blush really, really good. And then the other one I use from Sigma, the F40, that one gets in there too and it doesn't feel rough at all. Like these brushes are soft and they don't feel rough on my face. So that brush, I think it's okay. Not one of my favorites. So moving on to the next one, which is the A21, and that is the setting and bronzing powder. This brush, I felt that it applied my bronzer, you know, nicely. It went on and everything like that. But again, I don't feel like this brush is as soft as the eye brushes. It's doing the job, but for me, I like my brushes to feel especially soft on my eyes. So let me grab the two brushes that I use when I'm doing my bronzer. Marc Jacobs. This is so soft, and yes, this is ridiculously expensive, but this brush was worth every penny to me. And it just buffs in the I keep saying concealer, the bronzer with no problems, and it just feels soft. Like I could just do this and I'm just like, oh, it feels so nice. So I absolutely love this brush for bronzer. And then the other brush that I use, let me find it, it's over here somewhere, is from Sigma, the soft angle contour brush, the F23. This brush is dense, but it's soft, and when you use it, you feel like you're just nothing's on your face. So I'm not really impressed with this brush because of how it feels on my face, but I feel like it did put the bronzer on, and the good thing that it did was that it didn't put a lot of product, so it's like you keep building it gradually and gradually. So the bronzer brush for me was okay. Like if we're doing this in grade points, the eye brushes all get A's. These are getting B's for me because they worked, but they're not my favorites. So the next one is the A3.2, which is the powder contour brush. This brush is soft. For the contouring, for the powder contouring, I was using this and I was like, oh, this feels nice. And you saw that I applied that KVD powder like nothing. It went in perfect. So I think this brush is really good. I did like this brush quite a lot because I feel like it's very soft. Like I'm doing this and I'm not feeling it. And that's what I want when I use a brush. I want it to do what it's supposed to do and not feel hard on my face. So I do like this one. And I think this might be the last brush, the A24, which is the foundation brush. This brush for me, I did not like how it made my foundation look. Like I felt like that maybe these bristles just soaked up the foundation and it just mattified my foundation. Because when I put on the Pat McGrath one, that doesn't happen. You saw how this side of my face looked with the sponge. This is how it typically looks. And here, you see how this side of my face looks more mattified. The only area that looks glowy is where I put the highlighter. And on this side, see how glowy it looks. And I prefer to look more glowy. So I didn't like that. But I have to say that it buffed out the concealer. No, I keep saying concealer, Lord have mercy. It buffed out the foundation perfectly. Like I had to go in and say, okay. And I just reapplied because I have to reapply anyways because like I told you, my cheeks have been needing more coverage. But it did what it was supposed to do. But for my dry skin, I didn't like it because it literally, I felt like it just sucked up the product, you know what I mean? But it did buff it out. So you see how I'm indifferent about it. So this also gets a B because of that. I'm not someone who likes a matte look. And just for comparison, these are the brushes I use, the Real Techniques. And when I use this brush, it buffs it on and it doesn't suck up the product. And that's what I like about it. I want the foundation to go on and the brush to do its job and not literally take away from it. And where's the other foundation brush I use? The other one I use is from Ulta Beauty, the Precision Foundation Brush. This is another brush. I could just literally paint it on and buff it out, and it doesn't take away from the actual, face itching, sorry. The actual, what's the word I'm looking for? Formulation of the product is what I'm trying to say. So for me, yeah, I was not a fan really of the face brushes. I feel like the eye brushes, they did, bam, what they're supposed to do. And the only one that I liked from the face was the powder contour brush. It's the only one that I really like, that I give it an A. So I give an A to all the eye brushes and an A to just this powder contour brush. So with that being said, for $98, I think if you're someone that you're not picky about your brushes and you just want a set, go get it. I think it's a good value. I think the brushes are very beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, and they definitely do what they say they're going to do. But for me, where I've been using Sigma brushes for so many years and Real Technique brushes, the face brushes just didn't hold up to what I want them to do for me. The eye brushes, absolutely love them. So with that being said, I will be returning this set, because that's these, look how many brushes I'm like, they're okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 12 brushes, you know. For me, that's not worth keeping, especially since I know I won't reach for these again because the ones I own do a better job. So for me, this is going back. But I do recommend it for those of you who really are not picky about what you use on your face, because I literally only like one of the face brushes. I do like the eye brushes. So if I can pick up just the eye brush set, I will probably do that. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But unfortunately, these will be going back. Okay, everyone, so that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it was a little bit long, but you guys know I can be a little chatty catty. So let me know in the comments if you've tried this brush set and if you're planning to pick one up. So I will let you go, and I hope you're enjoying your day. Bye.